Oh, man. That's some really bad news. Hey, honey, you remember the guy from work? Yeah, that's right. When I used to work back west a little. Well, I worked with a guy, and his name was Jimmy.
Jimmy James. Yes, I remember James. James from down the road. I knew his granny. I knew his Grammy. And I knew his Uncle Tom. Uncle Tom, man, me and him goes way back. We were in grade 8 together. I maybe never told you that, but we were in grade 8 together. What was it you were saying?
Uh, Uncle, yeah, he was pretty cool. I don't, I don't remember what I was saying. Man, something was bothering me. What the hell happened? How come it didn't get out? What happened?
Oh, that's right. I started talking about Jims and Jimmys and Jameses, and I started talking about uncles and aunties again. Gee, boy, Jesus, I'm always going off, aren't I? Look, I'm sorry. 'Twas an accident. I didn't mean to jump all over it. I looked ahead and I saw that you were talking, and I knew that I assumed I was imagining that you were going there with the story because I was involved with the story, boy. It was my story too, boy. Remember, it was my story too. So in that case, I was going off about the Jimmys and the Jameses, right? And I accidentally kept going on about it, and I called James by the wrong name, right? He's supposed to be Jimmy, he's supposed to be James, whatever. It's all the same thing, isn't it? Anyway, James, Jimmy, James. What were you saying again, nearby? What were you saying, honey, my dear? I'm sorry. 'Twas an accident. I got sidetracked. 'Twas an accident. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I didn't mean to keep going on, okay? Like, I fell over into me talking. And Newfies, boy. Newfies, once we get to talking, we just never stops. That's just the ways it is. If you can't accept a Newfie, how are you going to accept me if I'm always interrupting you? It's just something you got to learn to live with, boy. If you loves me, you just got to accept the ways I am, boy. That's just the ways it is. I love you.
Oh, yeah. He lost a family member. That's what I wanted to say. Huh. I guess if you had waited 3 seconds, you could have said whatever you wanted. But that is the way it is. When you interrupt a conversation, when somebody's talking to you, and they pause for a brief moment, and you jump all over it, you have 3 questions. 1, 2, 3. This is really easy. These are 3 tips to do when somebody's talking to you and you have something to say. Ask yourself, first, is it halting the conversation? I can guarantee you, it will always be halting the conversation, okay? It'll always be halting the conversation if you're interrupting. The answer is yes to the first question. Every single time you interrupt, the answer to is it halting the conversation is going to be yes. The second question will be, is it helping his conversation, or is it just halting his conversation? Is it halting his story? Is it just halting them from talking? Or is it helping them with their story? Does it help their story somehow? Or does it actually hinder what they're trying to tell you? Does it halt? Does it help? Does it hinder? If you halt the conversation just to hinder the conversation, to listen to yourself talk when they started the story, maybe you should stop talking. Maybe you should apologize. And don't lie to yourself. Don't gaslight yourself. Don't gaslight them into thinking it was an accident, that you fell into the interruption, that you had no control over the interruption. I'm sorry, it was an accident. I hammered on my brakes. I didn't mean to interrupt. I had to stop before I collided with What? Having to listen to the other person finish? If you're halting and you're hurting and nothing you say truly helps, and when you can actually see that what you said did indeed hurt it, don't say I didn't mean to do it. Don't say it was an accident. Don't say I would never hurt you. Don't say that you would never mean to hurt you. The truth is, you in that moment only wanted to be heard. That's why you interrupted. You thought you're being helpful. You actually only hurt the conversation. You are responsible for halting, not helping, and hurting them trying to tell you something. I hope this helps you. Remember, I hope this helps you. If you're in a situation where you feel the need to interrupt, please just think before you interrupt. Finish hearing them and then think to yourself, do I want to halt and hurt by taking over, denying what they say, or do I want to halt and help by fill in a question, fill in a quandary, fill in a quip? Is it necessary to fill in the details of somebody else's story? If you feel it is, then you almost feel the need to control the story. You feel the need to fill in the blanks. When you stop listening and start filling in the blanks, you are no longer listening to a person, and you chose to do it, knowing that if they did it to you, you'd be mad as shit. Come on, admit it. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I'm a camera. I'm a video. I'm nothing. I'm your own voice right now. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. You'd be mad. Validate someone today. Tell someone you love them. Tell them you are thankful for them. And do not expect anything back when you serve others. When Jesus went to the feet of John... whoops! That was an accident, but I knew I was pushing on the horn. I never meant to push on the horn. Anyway, when Jesus laid on the horn and he kneeled at the feet of John the Baptist, and John the Baptist says, I am not worthy of you. Jesus believed in his own worth, yet it wasn't below him to serve others who were deemed less than him, serve others who felt less than him. He would serve them, wash their feet. He would wash the faces and the rags of the leprous, not because the lepers could give him thanks. Pardon me. What thanks can they give? They can't shake a hand. They can't hug. Some of them are covered with bandages to hide the shame and the hate that they see on other people's faces, the fear they see on others. They hide their faces from the shame of leprosy. They can't give anything back to the people who take care of them. Actually, there's a risk that they may spread the disease to the people who risk coming in contact with them. Jesus, he healed the lepers without ever needing to get anything in return. He had no expectation of thanks in reality. If anybody thanked him, I can assure you, Jesus did not put a gun to their head and say, thank me or I'll take back my gifts. It didn't happen. They thanked out of their own free will. Why? Because they felt validated. They felt all their pain and suffering that ever happened was finally brought to light. And for once they could see again. They were able to see. And Jesus, he only needed them to walk away whole. If you serve people and you expect to get something in return, that is the relationship our government has with its slaves and its people, with the social insurance numbers that they collect 8 billion people high, the world population. And I'm speaking to the world today. Bless somebody today. Validate the people who you love. Validate the people who have served you. And don't expect anything back for the love you give. For if you feel love and you express love, what more do you need in that moment? Maybe a thank you. If you feel pain and you express pain, what do you need in that moment? Maybe somebody to listen to you and say thank you for what you've shared. So validate them. Say thank you for everything they've shared. Don't say everything. Name one thing. Name 2 things. Name 3 things that they may be validated for. Their smile, their love, the way they take care of your children, the way they cook supper for you, the way they give you flowers on your birthday, the way they rub your feet when you sit on the couch, the way they cuddle you in bed at night that makes you feel warm. Just say thank you. Tell somebody what they mean to you, and let that be enough for you and them in that moment. Brian P. Bless you today. Thank you for being here.